Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today, we are discussing buying and selling a home that is in a high-risk flood zone on the lake. So today we're going to be discussing about losses on a property, what the real risk is, and some other things as well. So stay tuned. Loss discovery on a property. That's what we're talking about right here today when we're talking about buying and selling a home on the lake that's in a special flood hazard area. What is loss discovery? Loss discovery is when you get a copy of flood losses that have occurred on the property. Now, if there is a private flood insurance policy on the property, this can be challenging. However, if there's a national flood insurance program, they generally can go back all the way to the 1970s to give you a list of this. The catch is, though, only the current property owner can get this, and they can request this from the National Flood Insurance Program or FEMA by email, by fax. They get a list of these. It's important to understand this because the loss discovery on a property can tell you a lot about what's possibly going to happen in the future. So then there's, as I said, special flood hazard area. Maybe it's an A zone, an AE if it's on a lake. Maybe it's another type of A zone. Maybe you're on a closed basin lake. These are all things to understand when you're buying and selling a property on the lake, because these all pose different flood threats and flood risks. A flood zone A may not be the same risk as a closed basin lake. As we know, closed basin lakes are very high risk. Or like you can see right here with a property this close to the water. You may have another one over here that's not nearly as close to the water. So the flood risk is different. So it's important to understand those risks. Then there's flood insurance options. You've got the National Flood Insurance Program, and you've got private flood insurance. If you're purchasing one of these properties or you're selling it, you want to find a way to create what's called long-term rate stability. And this is a pretty stable rate over the next 3 to 5 years. So you might have on the private flood insurance side a really cheap option, but the next year it triples. And those are things you want to look for when you're speaking to an insurance agent. Ask for the long-term rate stability of an insurance carrier. Hey, how long have they been around? What are you seeing with a carrier in this area when it comes to ratings on renewals and things like that? It's one way to protect yourself on the renewals. Now with the National Flood Insurance Program with Risk Rating 2.0, how is the distance to water going to impact you now? If you have a current flood insurance policy, if you're going to be assuming a policy, which means you're moving it from yourself maybe to a new buyer, or you're taking it over from a current homeowner. This could be called a policy assumption, where it's basically put into your name. What's going to happen at renewal now that we're in 2.0 with the distance to water? Maybe you've got really high replacement costs on the property with everything that's going on in 2021 and 2022 with the costs going up. So how are these things going to impact your flood insurance? So these are all questions you want to ask when buying and selling a property in a special flood hazard area here on the lake. So if you've got questions about understanding these options, how to create long-term rate stability, how to minimize these types of properties from flooding, click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background on flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risk. This right here, your flood insurance and mitigating your property long-term. Thank you.